Hey everybody, this is now take 2 at recording this build tour because my washing machine garbled my audio the first time and I could not do that to you. So this is the house, and this is also the sim that I chose for this build. So let's have a look at her in the gallery. She's by Catherine Lane and she is a neighbourhood confidant, self-assured, loyal and a cat lover. And I just loved her vibe with like the browns and the warm tones, and even like her face and like eyeliner is slightly cat-like, and I love that subtle detail. She's stunning. So yes, this is her close-up, and I think she's adorable. So let's go inside and have a look. Actually, I'm going to take you around the outside first. Okay, so let's take you around the outside. I just had to fix a few things. We have these like lovely symmetrical flower beds out the front, and then we have like this little selfie area which is really cool, and then we have this outdoor bar area as well, which I thought was adorable, and it's all lit up with fairy lights as well, so it's really softly lit. And then I could not get this hedge to place down here for the life of me, so I just left it. But we have this nice big raised pool with sunken hot tub, and I have absolutely no idea if that works, but the pool should. And then in here we have a little like home office studio thing. So we have like all this music space, so like the mixing station, piano, microphone, guitar, that sort of stuff. And then this side we have pottery and like painting and stuff, and I just thought it was super cute to have like maybe 2 sims who have different interests, or 1 sim that has like both interests, and using that plant divider was just like a really nice way of dividing up that space. And then coming around this side, there's just gravel paths around both sides of the build, and no fence because I imagine they just own like this whole area. Okay, so let's go inside, and we are greeted with this generous entryway, and I really like the use of the citrus plants in here, because I can just imagine like you'd walk through this front door and just get like hit with a blast of citrus, and it would be such a nice smell. But other than that, we have fancy console table and some places to put your shoes and your coats and that sort of thing. And then if we go through here, we have like this internal courtyard that's open to the sky, and we have like plants and places to sit, and it's just, and like this massive tree obviously, and it's just like a really nice place to just come and be quiet for a bit. And then out here we have statue, because rich people have statues, and a ottoman which leads out into the back garden. Obviously, coming through this door, we just have a simple bathroom. It's just a toilet and a sink, nothing special. And then coming through this way, we have this really nice dining space with the elongated table and a little seating nook down here, because that's what rich people do when they have too much space, is they just shove some chairs and nobody will ever sit in. And then we have like this full-length mirror, making this room look longer, and I really like these centerpieces. And then in here we have this kitchen with like a double fridge moment, and then we have a double stove top and also double ovens. The bottom one should work, I'm not so sure about the top one, but if not, just delete it, I guess. I did put stuff in for a pet, kind of, but didn't add one. I did forget, like normal. Okay, and then coming across the other side, we have this entryway with like more statuey things to take up the space. And then in here we have sort of a more casual TV zone this side of the room, and then on the other side we have this like more sort of casual, just how many times am I going to say casual? It's slightly more just sit down and chat side of the room, and I thought that was like a really cool way to divide up the space. So coming upstairs, we have this landing with like ornament and plants and stuff overlooking the courtyard, which is really nice. And then in here we have another bathroom, but we have a shower. Oh, we have a shower this time, and just like sink and stuff and everything you need. In here we have a bedroom, and if we come through this door directly in front of us, we have an ensuite complete with bathtub and soap that I placed too low because standard. But then coming down this way, we have like the more fun and colourful room with like the blues and the yellows and the oranges. But this is the spare bedroom. And then because we don't have any real like external windows apart from like that one, I put like sheer curtains on the internal courtyard because it also gives privacy from the corridor as well, which I thought would be nice. So then coming down here, we go into the main bedroom and we immediately come into like this walk-in wardrobe situation with big mirrors, and then come through here into the actual bedroom. And we sort of simulated a canopy bed with this light curtain thing from, I think it's high school years. But this is just it's kind of a luxe room in a way. But we have the music player, we have somewhere to come sit and read or whatever, and then we have the bed with a little bookcase with some records on it. And then in here we have another ensuite bathroom with appropriately placed soap this time. And then if we come out this door here, we have just a place to come sit. And I can imagine this would be really nice in the evening with like the breeze coming through, and it would be amazing. So that is the house. I hope you liked it. Now this is the part of the video where we go through the brief, and I'm going to try and keep this kind of quick. It's not a particularly long brief this time. Leos are ruled by the sun, so this house should feel like it radiates warmth, power and attention. The goal is to create a luxurious and theatrical space fit for a sim who wants to be admired. Think statement pieces, bold colours and a layout that encourages entertaining and self-expression. Architectural style, Mediterranean revival, Spanish colonial or modern luxe. Colour palettes, warm golds, burnt oranges, sun-kissed yellows, deep purples and royal blues. I did add red in there because it's a fire colour, but it's technically not on the brief. Roofing and details, curved terracotta tiles, sunburst motifs, lion statues, fountains and dramatic columns. I swapped out lions for llamas because we don't really have lions in The Sims, but also llamas are like the rich people thing of The Sims. And then landscaping is palm trees, symmetrical hedges and grand front entry with red carpet feel, which I feel like we nailed. Interior vibe is sort of like grand entrance with chandelier, double height living room with dramatic curtains and fireplace, which we didn't do, but with the limited space I kind of had in this build because I wanted that internal courtyard, compromises did have to be made, and I feel like we got the double height in other areas, and I kind of like how our living room is sort of just set off to the side. An art studio or music room for creative expression, which we definitely got. A stylish walk-in wardrobe or glam room, which we did get. Gold accented bathroom with a soaking tub fit for royalty. Yep. Colour scheme, jewel tones, golds, whites and warm neutrals. I count brown as a warm neutral, and also with like that gold inlay that the vampires wallpaper that we used had, I just felt like elevated it. Furniture style, vintage glamour meets modern boldness. Use vintage glamour, get famous and high school years packs. That's some wanky options. I can't believe it said swanky. Decor must have statement art pieces, mirrors. Leos love to admire themselves. Luxury rugs and plush textures. Awards and trophies on display. Vintage vanity table and makeup clutter. I feel like we got most of that. I feel like we brought the vibe across with what we did include. Social features, outdoor entertainment space with bar, hot tub and locked seating. Home theatre or performance stage for showing off their skills. A photo studio corner or selfie station. And a pool shaped like a lion's head or a sun mosaic. Now we didn't go that extra with the pool because we didn't have the space, but they do have a pool. And I feel like we got most of that in. We didn't get the home theatre in technically, but we got like basically everything else. Then bedroom golds, canopy bed with velvet bedding. We simulated the canopy bed, and then zodiac themed decor, personal fireplace or balcony for feeling extra elite. And we definitely got the balcony because of that front moment. And then the worlds were sort of Del Sol Valley, maybe Tartosa, possibly San Myshuno if you're going for like a stylish penthouse. It didn't mention Strangerville, but I asked about it, especially with like the style of the house I was thinking, and it greenlit it because we have like the red desert, and obviously we have like this higher end area which is basically a gated community. So I feel like we hit the brief, and yeah, I really like it, and I feel like this is a house that's a lot bigger than my comfort zone, and I feel like I pulled this off and I did a good job, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. So if you enjoyed this video, perhaps give me a like, maybe even a subscribe if I'm extra lucky, and maybe go check out some of my other videos. I have done most of the zodiacs by this point, and next up will be Virgo. And I also do other Sims builds and content as well. There's paranormal debunking, and I'm just about to get into FNAF theories as well. So stay tuned for future content and the upcoming changes, and in the meantime there is plenty of content sitting there if you are interested. But with that, I have rambled long enough, and this is also my second time doing this voiceover, and I am hungry and would like some lunch. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to leave you to get back to the rest of your day. I hope it's a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye.